All right, here we go. Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3 on the Master Collection, back to back to back. This is the Master Collection Trilogy speedrun. Want a new game? Very easy. I'm going to hold L2 and R2 so we don't get alternate round. And we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Go! So here we go. Playing on very easy, because that is the fastest version, obviously, for each one. Oh, we have a little starting Eli now. And he goes, look at him go. I'm going to swap to the MP5. This is very easy difficulty. It's exclusive to the integral or integral. Is it integral or integral? I never know. Version of the game. Very easy. Gives you the MP5 from the start. It replaces the FAMAS.
Where'd he go?
There we go. We want another alert. Yeah, replaces. Did you change subs to English? Yes, you don't have to change. You don't have to rechange them after a reset. There we go. Well, another alert. Yeah, the Japanese exclusive integral version, or at least it was Japanese exclusive until the original PC port is built on the integral version, and the Master Collection includes the integral version. What we're doing right now is we are alert farming. This means running round and round and round in circles. We're waiting for the elevator to come down. We can't skip the elevator, so we run round and round in circles. Every time I drop my alert, I get a new one from this guard. The reason for doing so is later on we're going to want at least 11 alerts because it triggers something to happen. It's integral. Oh, he's coming that way. Wasn't sure which way he was going to come. I got time for one more alert here. There we go. So we're going to take that guy out. As you can see, the MP5, infinite ammo, automatic silenced assault rifle, replaces the FAMAS. We can't pick up the FAMAS throughout the run now. Is one of the only other major difference with very easy is there is no score screen at the end. So the timing of this run ends slightly earlier as well. Another reason why this is a faster speed run than this is the fastest version of the run to do for this particular multiple Metal Gear run. We don't have to watch the credits in MGS 1. We do have to watch the credits in MGS 2 and 3. It's just one we get to skip the credits. So heading up to the heliport or helipad. Helipad. It's not the heliport. No, it's not a port. You can, because it's not needed. You can get another alert there by just as the guard comes off, you can punch him, run onto the elevator and trigger it, and then as he turns, you get another alert. If you've done your alert farming well enough, you shouldn't need it. There's no necessity for it. Also, it's very easy to get wrong. I'm not very good at it because I don't do it. Yeah, I don't like doing it, and it's not needed. Because I haven't practiced it because I've never needed it. There are more than enough alerts throughout the rest of the run. Oh, that guard just shot me. That was nasty. Yeah, there's more than enough alerts throughout the rest of the run to make up the 11. You shouldn't. If you're finding that you need that extra alert, then you're alert farming wrong. That being said, if you do alert farm wrong and you want to get it, it is a nice backup to have. So we are making our way over to the big skip of Metal Gear Solid 90%, which is the vent skip. We're going to crawl a little bit into a vent, go into first person view and stand up. That is going to clip Snake through the wall, go out of bounds, and then we can go through a door that we shouldn't normally be. We shouldn't. Where we go through a door that we shouldn't be able to go through yet. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Right. So we're going to run over to the elevator. I'm going to push the elevator button once. Turn around. Shoot that guy. Push it again. And head down to B1. Ping. So here comes the vent glitch. With this, we are skipping about 2/3 of the game. So turn around, stand up, go out of bounds, around the corner, and into this door. And there we go. We are now in prison. Ta-da! We still have our weapon. Not that it makes any difference. Johnny does not react to it. We can do whatever we want with it. I do have some stun grenades on me, but I won't be. There's some chaff grenades on me, but I won't be doing anything with them. So now we've got to do a little bit of waiting around in here. There are a couple of things that we want to do whilst we're here, though, to try and speed them up. So Johnny's going to run off to the toilet. Whilst Johnny is running off to the toilet, I am going to hide under the bed. Just let go and just hide under the bed. We're going to get a codec call in about 3, 2, 1. Nick did nothing wrong. I was put in prison for a crime I didn't commit. Oh, that was a terrible Jesse Fox impression. Oh, no, they'd be so disappointed in me. There we go. So we are under the bed for a reason. We're not under the bed just because it's funny to be under the bed. When Johnny comes back from the toilet, we're going to wait for him to realize that we're not there. We're hiding. And then immediately come out of our hiding place and make him realize, oh, you're actually there. You were just hiding under the bed. This speeds up Johnny's process here. There we go. So now Johnny's going to do his patrol, but he's not going to do as long a patrol as he would have done if we hadn't done that. If I hadn't done that, Johnny would do a longer patrol. He'd fall asleep partway through and we'd be waiting here a little bit longer. Oh, sorry, I've got an itchy nose. So there's nothing to do. We just gotta sit, wait, listen to Johnny, wait for the inevitable channel point redemption, which will come. Have a drink. Nick, it's showtime. Awesome, it's you. Right. So I've got the torture. It is obviously faster to escape with Otacon. We are going to kill Meryl. I got the fast. Submission. If you push the select button, the submit button at the right time, you get this camera angle instead of camera angle on the left-hand side. It doesn't save any time or anything. It just looks cool that you see it from a different angle.
I hope you can still look at yourself in the mirror, my friend.
I can. I'm pretty sure I can look at myself in the mirror. I don't have them.
Pretty good.
Thanks, Deagle. The really, really non-important speedrun trick of getting a slightly different camera angle for the torture. There's Johnny. Here he goes. William. He's gonna shout about his good friend William. I wonder if William was the best man at his wedding. Unfortunately, this is a very, very non-canon run of Metal Gear Solid 1. In fact, most speedruns of Metal Gear Solid 1 are very, very non-canon. We escape with Otacon and Meryl dies. And also we kill Johnny on the way out. Yeah, if you know your MGS4, you'll know that both of those characters make an appearance in MGS4 quite prominently, to be exact. William, what is it? What is it? I still think it sounds more like William. William! Oh, damn it. Play on how popular games in Japan often had an international release that translated stuff. It's a nice way of putting it. Mantis just doesn't show up in this run. Instead, we face the dreaded bookcase boss. I got a position there where Snake's face was like really mangled and horrible. Can't do it again now.
Oh, jeez. He's coming back.
See you later.
Wait.
Assume the position. Drop the ketchup. And now we wait. You can get an alert from Johnny here. I don't think I need it, but I'm gonna get it just to be on the safe side. It only takes like a quarter of a second to get it. Just once we stand up and we're about to choke him out, you just wait for a moment. There we go. There we go. That's one more alert added to the tally. Grab our stuff. Behold my stuff. Get the MP5 back out. And out we go. Now, with all of the big massive skip that we did, there is one... Oh, fast elevator. Lovely. One small bit of backtracking to do, and it's just to come down to the Armory and grab the PSG-1. I'm just going to focus on this room for a second. Okay. I made a right hash of that. Not gonna lie. I'm sure I was hitting X, but Snake just would not go down to the floor. I just ran straight into the lasers. Oh well, happens. It's not a huge issue. Ping, another fast elevator, and back up we go. Not a mistake that's worth a reset. I am low on health. I may want to use a ration. So now we are gonna go through. We're gonna get loads of rewards now. Bug time save will make up for that. Yeah, it probably will. Make sure I don't get hit by a claymore there. Here is the tank that we definitely took out earlier. Yeah, remember that epic fight with the tank? Like, threw some grenades and like dodged out of the way, and oh, it was so cool. If you weren't there for it, oh, you missed out on a treat. But we never ranked up. We never got our reward for beating the tanks. Let's get it now. I don't need to use a ration or just ranked up. So now we're going to run through the nuke building. We've got a couple of items in here we want to get. We want to get some more chaff grenades. More chaff grenades the better. And we want to get some more normal grenades. Do you remember 21st night of September when we beat up that tank outside? I can't think of a word to rhyme the rest of it now. I'm going to run over here, grab these grenades. Lots and lots of grenades ready for Raven. Throw that card. So we've got plenty of chaff grenades for the Boba skip. We've got plenty of grenades for Raven and other stuff. We use the grenades for lots of stuff. Down to B1. Down in B1, we are going to grab some stun grenades. Is the radar actually helping you? A little bit. Not a huge amount, but it does help. Do you remember? I got that stuck in my head now. We've entered the commander's room. The first time the story flag suggests that like a Mantis has been defeated, so we get bookcase boss. We get to go straight through the bookcase. The cutscene where the bookcase moves hasn't played, but the room is set up in a way where Mantis has been defeated. So the hole's still there. So we just go through it. Equip the scarf. Do another vent glitch here. Slightly faster than than crawling under. It does mean that some of this area doesn't load correctly. Oh, I don't think I'm down far enough. I was not down far enough. Just turn around. There we go. And as I stand up, switch those, switch to grenades, because it's the very next item I want to use. Head through. We are now heading towards probably the most famous skip in Metal Gear Solid 1, the Boba skip. There's a really good documentary about the Boba skip. Highly recommend you search for it on YouTube and give it a watch. If you don't know about the history of the Boba skip, definitely go and look for it. I believe it's called How the Boba Skip Changed Metal Gear Solid Speedrunning Forever. It's by this really cool guy called Nick RP Green. Okay, so we are now seeing the time loss from that Armory mess up, but it's okay. It's that split's going to occur now. So 14 seconds behind. Okay, we've got a little bit of work to do. Here's hoping a first try Boba skip gets us back on track. So we're going to cook a grenade here. We're going to throw the grenade through the door. We're going to grab some more stun grenades and switch to my stun grenades. We're going to start the tower climb. Let's see some video game beating. We only get the best version of the song if it happens first time. What we're trying to do here is we're going to go up against the door that's halfway through the tower. It's frozen shut, but we're going to take some damage in such a way that it forces Snake's hitbox to trigger the door from the other side. Oh, I got hit there. Trigger the door from the other side. It's a 50-50 chance of getting the correct animation. There's 2 animations that play. So we line ourselves up. Let's say, hopefully, we get it first try once again. I am living the best life ever because I beat the video game. I am living the best life ever because I am out of the stairwell of shame. I am the best at video games. It's practically law now that you have to sing the song. Especially if you get it first try. The glitches come thick and fast. Call your wife now. The glitches come thick and fast in this portion of the run. We're now going to do the weapon glitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and remove the stinger from my inventory. That's going to allow us to get past the boxes that would appear that are there. When the I threw that was really bad. This might be okay. I think I'm in the right position. Yeah, I'm okay. Hopefully that still worked. Yay, first try. Lovely. So I've tricked the game into thinking that my stinger is actually a grenade. That is what has happened. I'm going to be able to throw that stinger grenade and have it removed from my inventory. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to cook it in my hand and have it explode in my hand. Change my shaft grenades. So now the Otacon cutscene doesn't play. The boxes have been moved, although they are they have disappeared because it's sort of messed up. And we can now run up here without the stinger. We now need to go all the way up to the top of the tower. Go out onto just onto the little hallway. For the Hind D fight. We're not going to go out to the Hind D. We are skipping the Hind D fight. And when we come back in, that's going to reset the room. The room is going to consider that we have entered in a state where we haven't picked up the stinger. So those boxes will have returned. Have I still got one more? Oh, crud. Whoops. Oh, well. The boxes are going to return because the game thinks they should still be in the way. The Otacon cutscene hasn't played yet. And because we're on the wrong side of those boxes, we're going to be able to get on top of them with a little bit of geometry trickery. So, out to here. Do not go outside. If we went outside here, we would softlock the game. We have no stinger launcher to beat the Hind D with. I like that. That's good. All right, we're going to throw some grenades on our way down here. So throw that one. Oh, I didn't think... Oh, that... I have found a solution for the MGS2 bugs. We are all sorted. It was all down to the shadow effects that I was using on OBS. I was using I was using a plugin that was eating up the GPU when creating those shadows. I switched to a different plugin that doesn't eat up the GPU by applying shadows. That was it. Crazy that was what the issue was. One more grenade here. We're going to go 4 for 4. Beautiful. Perfect grenades all the way down. Love to see it. Want to switch. Got some shaft grenades. I'm going to stand here, about here, get up on top. There we go. Grab some more chaff grenades, swap back to the level 6 card, and we're good. Actually, I'm going to play this safe and just use a ration, because we are going to fight Wolf now. And there we go. We have skipped the Hind D, we have skipped the elevator fight, and we are going to head out to Sniper Wolf. Now, we have a skip for Sniper Wolf as well. We're going to use the weapon glitch once again. Oh, I ran a little too far forward for the lean there. Oh, well. Not biggie. So we're going to use the weapon glitch again, but in to produce a slightly different result. Instead of trying to delete a weapon, we're going to trick the game into thinking I am running around with the sniper rifle, the PSG-1 equipped. By having the PSG-1 equipped, it is going to remove the invisible barrier between me and Wolf. So exactly the same again, but as I stand up, swap to the PSG-1. Oh, that was wrong. So I'm just going to try that again. Get shot. Stand up. There we go. Second time's the charm. Move the invisible barrier, and that is Sniper Wolf 2 beaten. Back to my chaff grenades, and we can move on. Before we move down into the blast furnace and onto disc 2, we have got one last bit of work to do. As you may have figured out, we still don't have the stinger. I'm going to throw a chaff grenade there, move across to there, move around the cameras. Wonderful. I want to grab some PSG-1 ammo. I still don't actually have any. There we go. A bit of PSG-1 ammo. And back upstairs. So we don't have to... We still don't have to do the Ultra Box fight. Yes, you could go all the way to the end of the game to Metal Gear without the stinger. And the moment you start fighting Metal Gear, you have soft locked because there is no way of beating phase 1 of Metal Gear without the stinger. Phase 2, you can use the PSG-1 because during phase 2, the mouth opens up, exposing liquid, and you can shoot liquid with the PSG-1. So there we go. We now have the stinger launcher back in our position once again. There is one category in MGS1 where you can, in fact, you do beat the game without picking up the stinger. It is very easy on the original PC version because you use the area reloader to just skip the Rex fight. It's a very dumb run. It's a really dumb run. No one should really bother with it anymore. It's also my most viewed run on YouTube. Okay, so we are heading towards disc 2 now. Nearly there. So we've done everything. We've got everything. If we were doing an all bosses run or a glitchless run, we've now caught back up. This is where those two runs now sort of marry back up again. I'm going to swap back to my stun grenades. We're going to head down into the blast furnace and swap to disc 2 because we're on the master collection. It does a really nice automatic animation to change discs. We'll see that now. Wing. Whoop. I just need to mash start because you are required to push start. And we go into disc 2. So, another little bug here. If we throw a stun grenade outside here, because it's outside the door, it doesn't cause an alert. We can shoot that guard, and we can now cook a grenade. Throw that grenade. I had to slow down a little bit there because the the crane was towards me, so that was good. Usually I like overthrow that grenade and miss the crane. I'm pretty pleased with that. We're going to cook another grenade here. Throw it here. That's going to hit this guard down here. Get him out of the way. Didn't kill him. Head out towards the elevators. Come back inside and go back again. Because on your first entry into this room, the elevator is slowly going to rise up. On your second entry into the room, the elevator is already here waiting. It is quicker to go out and in again than it is to hang around and wait. We now got the elevator fight, so I'm just going to concentrate on this because it's a little tricky to get perfect. Oh, I got shot. No biggie. I usually get shot at least once. It's only really on extreme where you really, really don't want to get shot. That was pretty good nonetheless. One thing that is worth noting, we still haven't caught up with weapons and items. We technically didn't beat Sniper Wolf 2. We did not get the rank up. I still can't use the Stinger. I have 0 Stinger ammo. We will finally be back on track correctly. So I lied earlier. I apologize when I said that this is where the 2 runs, all bosses and any percent kind of match back up again. It's not. We match back up and we are properly back. All 3 runs, all bosses, any percent and glitchless, all match up after you beat Raven. So yeah, once we beat Raven, the game state is actually back to normal. Right now, we are still at an odd game state where we don't have any ammo for anything. We can't use the Stinger. Technically, the last boss that we defeated was Psycho Mantis. We are at a ranked state from beating Psycho Mantis right now. I'm going to grab the spare ration just to be on the safe side here. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. I've got full health and I think I'm on 2 rations. But this fight can go a little bit south if anything goes wrong. Yeah, 3 rations, I should be fine. So throw that there. And now we just rinse and repeat this action. Stand up. And every time I stand up, cook another grenade. As I get hit by Raven, I drop the grenade, and that grenade explodes, hurting Raven, and that one will finish the fight. Oh god, it didn't. What? That was, okay, that was unexpected. He had the slightest sliver of health left. I thought that was going to be a gold split because I'd not missed a grenade. Raven's damage is weird. As I said before, we are the only difference now between this run and an all bosses run is if I was doing all bosses, I'd have the Nikita. Although maybe not. You might not have the Nikita. Because there is a new Nikita skip. Although I don't know if you'd want to do the Nikita skip because you still kind of want the Nikita for Raven. I don't know why I'm all the way over there. Yes, a new Nikita skip for all bosses has been discovered. It's weird. You can grenade. You wouldn't be able to grenade on extreme, and you wouldn't do the Nikita skip on extreme anyway because you take a load of damage, and you have to be careful with damage on extreme. Unless you're doing the original PC version where you've got GME, so you don't care about damage. Yeah, the new Nikita skip. You equip a card. You wear the cardboard box and walk onto the electric floor, and just as you're about to take damage from the electric floor, open your item window and like unequip the box, and it like pushes you through a wall. It looks weird. Go check it. If you're on the MGSR Discord, there's videos of it there. It's really cool. It's a really cool trick. But overall, because you have to go out of your way to go and get the cardboard box, you have to go and get box A to do it. It only saves something like 12 seconds. It's not as big as people were hoping it would be. It's also, yeah, it's quite very, very precise trick. Right, so that should have, hopefully, that was at least alert number 10. There is one more mandatory alert that we're going to get now. We're going to skip this cutscene. We're going to skip through this codec call. And then we will have... Okay, that should be, at the very least, alert number 11. It's probably alert number 12 or 13. But that should be at least alert number 12. Alert number 11. I did get shot on the way around. That was boo. Oh yeah, get your predictions in now, folks. We are about to go down for the big RNG moment of the run. Where is the PAL key? So we've been talking about alerts all this time. Now that I should have at least 11 alerts. The PAL key is going to be in a random location in the ditch. There are 7 locations. 6 is the best, 7 is the worst, and then they decrease downwards. So 5 is second best, 4 is third best, and then eventually it wraps back round to 7. There's also a bomb in one of the locations as well. So ideally we don't want the bomb. We want either position 4, 5, or 6 with no bomb. That is position 6, God bomb, and that's position 4. Position 4, but with a bomb. Not the best. Not a great one, but hey, at least it beat me, you know, running all the way around and stuff like that. Blues were so close. Deagle and Blues both correctly predicted position 4, but neither of them suggested the bomb would be there as well. Frickin'. Why don't I have alerts on LiveSplit? Because this LiveSplit feed has already got so much stuff on it. When I'm just running Metal Gear Solid 1, I do have my alerts show up on oh, I want to, oh no, I want the MP5. That was unfortunate. There we go. We can just stick with the MP5 now. The other reason for not showing the alerts on here is because if I did, the space that the alerts would take up would be completely useless throughout Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. What? Why am I lucky as 4, 5, 6? I have actually been really lucky with those positions lately. I've not had a bad PAL key location in a while. I've not had a bad PAL key location, and more often than not, I've had a first try Boba skip. I can recall one run recently where it took 2 attempts to Boba skip. Sadly, my splits don't do those changes justice. I am currently 35 seconds behind. Hacks. I'll never tell. Because there are. I don't know how you would hack. I don't even know how you'd hack it to always get the right Boba skip. Right, now we play the waiting game. So we now have to wait for the PAL key to freeze and then to heat. It takes 61 seconds for the PAL key to change. It takes longer on Twin Snakes and is a pain in the ass if you have to end up doing it. Luckily, you don't have to. Look at this cheater. I mean, yeah, 999 ammo. I modded this gun in from the start. Genuine YouTube comments. I've had YouTube comments on very easy runs that say I've modded the game to add this weapon from the start of the game. Complete bollocks. Never seem to stop the alert box with the it takes a bit of practice. It does take some getting used to, but once you've got it, you're fine. As I say, I've done that skip so many times that I know exactly I know exactly how far across to do it. It is more muscle memory than anything now. I have been doing that skip since day one of it coming out. I may have been the first person to put it into a run. It was either me or Jag. We don't know who was doing what at what time, so we can't say definitively whether Jag put it into a run first or I did. So we're going to head all the way back up to the control room, put the PAL key in, and then go for another wonder. Welcome to Metal Gear Solid 1. This is why Twin Snakes is better. Shoot this guy. That day was crazy. I say, there's a really good documentary about how that day panned out. If you want to see just how crazy it was. Oh yeah, originally it was with the SOCOM and not the not a grenade or throwable. Whoa. You get that out of your mouth or off of your keyboard. Twin Snakes does not suck. Twin Snakes as a game does suck. The speedrun's fantastic. I love the speedrun. I included the speedrun in my big speedrun list today. Someone, I forget the name, shared, yeah, you know those templates that you get of like, oh, this is your favorite game and the game you love to hate and the game that you play when you just want to chill out, and you fill out a big template. Someone did a speedrun one of like, your main game, the game you're low-key go at, the game that you love to do no reset runs of. I was bored at work, so I decided to do it. And yeah, you can find it on my Twitter or Blue Sky. I put Twin Snakes down as the game that's good to race. Races of Twin Snakes are really good. I think Twin Snakes lends itself to speedrun racing really, really nicely. Because there's not a lot of downtime in Twin Snakes. It's very much boss. And bosses can very easily swing races. This game right now would be a terrible race. I would not want to race anyone in this because there's not that much that can go wrong. It's not, I wouldn't call it good. It's problematic. It has problems. Plonking the PS2 engine into a map designed for the PS1's engine, it doesn't really work. Round and round the garden, like a solid snake. Yeah, I put Twin Snakes down as game that is good for racing. I put this down as my main game because it is kind of my main game. Metal Gear Solid 1 is the game that I'm most well known for. Even though I ran Twin Snakes at GDQ, I'm still more known for running and my tutorial of MGS1. Yeah, you're right. It's just not the same. Twin Snakes is just not the same. It doesn't have the same atmosphere. It doesn't have the same cutscenes. This is like half the run. It's even worse on the original PC version of MGS1 because there's so many skips and time saves with the rest of the run that this takes up an even bigger portion of the speed run. For this any percent run, I would say that the PAL key section is about a third of the run. On the original PC version in an any percent run, it is half. It's probably more than half, actually. And it, to this day, remains the holy grail of Metal Gear skips. If someone one day ever finds a PAL key sequence skip for Metal Gear Solid 1, then they will forever be crowned the greatest glitch hunter in Metal Gear history. They will be ordained with fame and fortune, hopefully. There are still bounties open for a skip. Quite a hefty bounty, if I recall. Although I don't know if the people who put those bounties on are still around. Waiting once again for 61 seconds to pass so we can leave. A bit disappointed with my time. 35 seconds behind. Isn't great. Raven contributed to that. Took me a couple attempts to do the Wolf 2 skip. Yeah, there's a couple of and the Armory obviously went bad. But hopefully MGS2 will make up for that. Glitch hunting is a very, very it's an acquired taste. I've tried glitch hunting. I'm really bad at it. I'm much better at routing than glitch hunting. I'm much better at taking a game and finding routes for stuff. Most of any glitches that I've discovered have really been by accident. I do have one glitch. I've got one glitch named after me in Metal Gear Solid 1, which is the Nick Eater skip. It's exclusive to the very easy original PC version of the run. And it's less a glitch and more just messing around. It was messing around with the area reload to try and find uses for it, and I found a way of I found it's a the actual glitch is the elevator reload. You use the area reloader in an elevator, and it warps Snake into a different position, and it can put him out of bounds. The Nick Eater skip. Nick Eater. Someday you'll cycle through the rain. Someday you'll eat a Freddo. Each run is a trial to PB. This is bad. I'm gonna stop. But yeah, the very first version of the elevator reload I found allows you to skip the Nikita in before the ninja fight. It was quite nice with the game being so quiet all of a sudden. Hazo and Tromboncino are two really good glitch hunters, especially for MGS1. They found so much. So I'm just I've tried it. Usually if I do find any glitches, they don't do anything. They're crap. It's like with the Prozac skip in Twin Snakes. There are 3 possible uses for the Prozac skip in Twin Snakes. I found the 3rd one, and it doesn't save you any time. In fact, it kind of impedes you a little bit because it messes up your weapon management. So I think the elevator reload is kind of the the one glitch that I did find, but it's not really a glitch. It wasn't so much glitch hunting. It was more we had a new tool to use, and I used it in lots of different places to figure out where it could be used. Grab some more Stinger ammo. Why is it called the Prozac skip? Because it was originally found in Metal Gear Solid 2. In fact, I'll be doing the original the original MGS2 version, and it was found by a runner called Chewable Prozac. Hence, it was called the Prozac skip. Yes, you throw a magazine whilst playing as Snake in the tanker. You can throw a magazine to extend Snake's hitbox so that it triggers a door on the other side. It's kind of like the Boba skip. It is extending Snake's hitbox to hit a trigger on the other side of a door. The same trick can be done in Twin Snakes to skip the elevator at the start of the docks, and also get out of prison early and without having to wait for Meryl to knock Johnny out and all of that kerfuffle. It can also be used to sort of get into the elevator, the Tower B elevator quickly. Hey, Silent. But not really. You still have to wait for the elevator door to open. It doesn't save you any time. The one I found. Right, we have been trapped in here by Liquid. We need to call Otacon. Get him to open the door. We're going to head over to the door and go into first person. As soon as Otacon calls us back, the game will take the first person view away from me. I immediately know to hit select. That's the call. Door's going to open. And we're going to head outside. There's Liquid. Just after the keys. Yeah, the run's good from this point onwards. Now we're cooking. All right, into the Metal Gear Rex fight. I've saved a bit of time. I managed to claw back 10 seconds in all of that. Equip the Stinger. Equip my rations as well. Might as well equip them now. Wait for him to roar. And then shoot every time. As soon as the explosion animation or explosion image has disappeared, I can shoot again. Good, really good phase one there.
No.
Yeah, I need to not screw up the Liquid fight. Be another nice time save if I can get that right. So phase 2 is pretty much the same, just in a slightly different position. And instead of shooting the radome, we're going to be shooting shooting its mouth. You can see there. That's where Liquid is. We're going to be shooting there. But I can't shoot now. And then we are going to do the Liquid fight. I anticipated that he was going to go backwards. There we go. So that is that's Rex. Oh, gold split on Rex. I've clawed some time back here. It was at the worst, it looks like I was 35 seconds or 36 seconds behind. I'm down to 21.5 seconds. Right. This is now the Liquid fight. I'm going to be muting my microphone. In fact, I've just realized I don't need to use this. I have a...
Yes.
Oh, shh. Not concentrating. I've got a really nice handy audio mixing board to lower my volume with. That's much better. So yes, I now can't hear anything through my microphone. Through my headset. I've muted the audio so that I can listen to my key presses. This is a very particular rhythm. We're going to be doing an infinite combo. I'm going to try and get Liquid into a position where I can just continually punch him over and over again. I'll be making a tapping, a da-dun, 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 da-dun with my punches. That's why I need to be able to hear my button presses.
It will kill even you.
I'm going to be doing a 0 throw setup, so I won't try and throw liquid. Hopefully, we'll get it right first try.
Have at you, snake.
It was a nice recovery in the middle of that. That could have really gone out of hand. It's a shame because I got the transition from single punches back to double punches correct. I had him in a position where if I'd continued to just do double punches, he would eventually gotten too far away from me to continue, and he'd have broken out of it. By swapping to single punches briefly, it means he doesn't move back as far. Unfortunately, I then still lost it. But it was a good recovery.
I got it. Snake, jump in.
Oh, that was a little bit slow. We were almost done. We are now onto the escape. Because this is very easy, time for this run is when you see the warning timer in the top right of the screen. When that disappears, the run ends. We don't have to watch the credits because there's no score screen at the end. It's one of the beauties of the very easy difficulty. That was a really nice checkpoint one, actually. And as soon as that's done, we can close down MGS 1, unsuspend Metal Gear Solid 2, and get started straight away. In the Master Collection, just Metal Gear Solid 1 Master Collection, I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what it is. The Master Collection speedrun of this is the same category as any other console version. I am the world record holder for the console version. For this specific category of just Metal Gear Solid 1, I'm the world record holder. But that was on a PSTV because the PSTV is faster. So now onto the liquid section. I just need to hit him, I think it's like 16 times. Something like that. I'm going to be going... Oh, I missed one transition shot there. I want to try and... It's like a almost frame perfect shot here. Missed it again. Oh, this is not very good. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Oh, a bit fast there. Got that transition shot. What, another transition shot? Yay! Okay, I got both transition shots there. That was better. Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy ending here. Another couple of shots and we should be done. And there we go. That is Metal Gear Solid 1 complete. And we go straight on, hopefully, to Metal Gear Solid 2. If it will show up. There we go. Tanker plant. Very easy. Radar type 1. Go. We are, as I said, we are now straight into Metal Gear Solid 2. Very nice changeover. Why didn't the time stop on LiveSplit? Because this is I'm running all 3 games back to back. Time don't stop. Yes, now let's see if I can get the glitch right. The timer don't stop until we're done all 3 games. So, Metal Gear Solid 2, 4 years later, I believe. Yes, setup wouldn't count. I mean, this isn't really a proper speedrun category anyway. The speedrun category that the Master Collection Trilogy fits into would just be the standard Metal Gear Solid Trilogy speedrun. The only thing is you wouldn't do that run with the Master Collection because you want to do it with the original PC version of Metal Gear Solid 1, which is significantly faster. I am the world record holder for that category. The one Master Collection speedrun that we can do is all 5 games back to back. That is its own category, and obviously that is what I am working towards with this series. We've got a left side Olga. It's a bit slower for me.
A message from Cosmic_Varanid. I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict, ANC Victory were my parents.
I've been with the unit since I was born.
Olga, Cosmic's just said that.
Conflict and Victory were my parents. The unit is...
That was a headshot.
We've shared
Oh, she's going the other way.
bad and all.
Oh, that wasn't a headshot. She went high. I thought she was going low.
Nothing
Okay.
Nothing else matters to me.
There we go. Okay, a little bit slow on Olga. She's done. Is the MGS2 Master Collection based off the USA PS? No, but from my understanding of it, the MGS2 and 3. Oh yay! We got the drop. That little drop there. If you have no weapon equipped and you hit the weapon button on the exact correct frame, Snake skips the animation of him sort of dropping off the ledge. We use turbo to try and land it, but it's still like frame perfect, and turbo isn't every single frame. So very, very rarely we get that, and it's nice when it happens. It is, to my understanding, the Master Collection is based off of the PS3 HD version, HD edition. All right, it is Prozac skip time. So we talked about this earlier. Hopefully this goes well. In Tuesday's run, this did not go so well.
It's the enemy. I need help.
There we go. Second time's a charm. To here. Shoot that. There we go. Okay, it's a little sketchy there. That should have split. Oh wait, no, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't have split. Splits as we go into guard rush. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that freezes him. Grab that ammo. Oh, slightly too slow on hitting that guy. Okay, slight delay there. Not too bad. This means I've got plenty of ammo. I don't have to stop and grab that ammo there. That ammo would be a bit safer. And dive. Gonna concentrate on this. No! Oh, I'm so bad at ammo management there. That was a shame. That was going really well. That was going really well up until I had to reload. I really need to get into a habit of quick reloading. All right, mag ladder. I have been practicing mag ladder. No, I'm out of bounds. Oh dear. All right, try again. First game over of the run. Luckily, it's that doesn't lose a huge amount of time. Oh, I've messed up again. Oh, come on, Nick. I've been practicing this. Oh. There we go. Come on. I've been practicing this recently. I've been good with it. This is poor.
We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to these pirated weapons forces. The only thing that can stand up to a metal
That's better.
Gear is, of course, another metal.
Oh, come on. Oh, it's always MGS2. It's always MGS2 that I screw up on completely.
We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure.
No, that wasn't it.
The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear. With Ray, the hundreds
There we go. Got there.
of Metal Gears that exist all over the world are no longer a threat.
Got there eventually.
Proliferation will be contained.
Oh, dear.
At the moment, every industrialized
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
applications for Metal Gear. Worse yet, so do a number of rogue states.
That was lucky.
They are all working on deploying their own Metal Gear Force to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear. They are all working on deploying their own
One photo there. One photo there.
with the U.S.'s nuclear strike capability. The world is about to see a
One photo there.
swarm of these
One photo there.
Metal Gear
There we go.
derivatives.
And that should be all the photos. As you can see by the timer, I'm still massively ahead. In my PB, I made even more of a hash of that than I did previously. That's all full photos, so we're good. We've beaten the tanker.
We, the Marines,
Let's not get hit by the like that. There we go. So I am still 1 minute ahead. This is good. We are okay. And hopefully there is more time saved to come in here. Oh. I gotta stop getting frustrated by it. It's just not every time I practice tanker, I just do it on its own. I'm still living the best life ever because I beat the video game. So every time I practice tanker on its own, I do it fine. It's not a problem. And I come into it in an actual run and completely screw it up. The nodes. Yep. Confirm all those details. Ding. Next codec. Lot of codecs at the opening of the plant. Zwing. Our next one. Yes, I did catch the new Delta trailer. Just a lot of cutscenes. Looks good. I like the look of look of Ocelot and Eva. Eva looks great. Volgin looks a bit weird. Where am I going? I'm suddenly thinking, oh, I've got to go and get the the bomb. So we'll ignore the MP. We'll ignore the M9 for now. It's not a problem. You don't have to go and get the M9. I didn't lose any time there. I just decided to go for a bit of a wander. Zwing. There we go. The M9 is there instead. The only advantage of going and getting the M9 down in the deep sea dock is that the M9 there is replaced with ammo, and having more ammo is kind of nice. Zwing. And then we've got another cutscene and another codec. Off we go. Oh, I wasn't expecting to be able to get around him. That was I assumed I was going to cartwheel into him, but managed to go around him instead. That was funny. Meet up with Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior grade. There's his face. I've got another codec call. Another save boss. Remember to hit circle. And another cutscene and codec call. The party don't start till the codec ends. All right, we're nearly done with like the plant tutorial that we don't need because we already did the tanker. Just one last hurdle, and that hurdle is Peter Star. That's a great line. Such a great delivery of a line. I should make that one a channel point reward. Somehow, after all of that, that was a gold split. So we're going to learn all about bomb disposal. We don't have to watch either of those two cutscenes, thankfully, because we're on New Game Plus. And this time I'm going to remember to go anti-clockwise. I prefer anti-clockwise. I think it's more interesting, and I just prefer it. Switch
you came in handy as bait.
That is the best line in the game. Freaking love that line. Solidus is so underutilized in this series. I really wish he had more. We're going to get an alert here. It's going to be fine. I'm going to shoot that guy. Oh, he shot me. Their aiming very easy. It's really bad. So it was really unlucky that I got shot there. Go for our second bomb, which is here. Go. And spray. Done. Ignore that guy. Ignore that guy. Out onto the AB connecting bridge. Want to go north here. If you're going this way, if you go in B to A, the guard is always on the south side. If you go in A to B, the guard is always on the north side. Except on your very first entry. There's two guards on your first entry. Shoot that guy. Head down into the pump room. There is some handy-dandy SOCOM ammo there. And we're coming around this way because we need to grab the cardboard box. Cardboard box is very important for the anti-clockwise route that we're doing. Because it's going to allow us to fast travel. Doing a trick there called the coolant rise by equipping the coolant spray and then standing up and unequipping it during the standing up animation. You completely skip the animation of Raiden standing up. Oh, there you go. That's it. Not working. I am not in the right position. I think I'm in the right position now. No, I am still not in the right position. I am. There we go. Now I am. There we go. Another little trick there that saves you time. You don't have to go all the way around. Unfortunately, that was a bit of a time loss, because it took me so many attempts to do. We're 1 minute 12 seconds ahead, so we should be good. And there's more time saved to be had later. Through we go. Onto the FA connecting bridge. Not sure that roll was good. Whoops. Made a mess of that. I've got turbo on, that's why I made a mess of that. Oh well. Wasn't a huge issue. I'm going to shoot that guy. And we've got our next bomb here. Down. Spray. Knock that guy out. Sorry, that guy. Sucks to be that guy. Who else but that guy? It's that guy. Onto the F connecting bridge. We get the call from Rose. And then we get the call from Mr. X. And then we want to try and grab a... Whoops. There we go. I'm going to want to do a roll here. Grab that claymore. I'm going to use that claymore in a little bit. Around the other claymores that are on that bridge. Take a right and into the parcel room. So parcel room is probably the most... when doing counterclockwise or anti-clockwise bombs, the parcel room becomes probably the most important room in the bomb disposal section. But before we do anything in there, we've still got to go and defuse the bomb, which is up on the heliport. do another cutscene where we get introduced to Olga. Olga survived the tanker. And she is one of the head honchos here on the plant as well. The bomb is underneath this Harrier. If only MGS2 had the same possibility as MGS3. Like if we destroyed the Harrier whilst it's here on the heliport, we wouldn't have to fight it later. We'd have to fight something else. In MGS3, when you're in Bolshaya past base, there is a Hind D, or a helicopter. It might not be a Hind D. There's a helicopter station there, and you can destroy it. If you destroy it and get, there won't be any helicopters in the mountain area later on. All right, so we're going to do the conveyor glitch now. We can get up on top of the conveyor belt by aiming, shooting in a particular position, and then pushing triangle. I now want box 1, and we can go straight into here without having to go all the way around. It takes us back to strut C, where we've got our final bomb. I want to grab sensor B. Oh no, I've already done that one. No, yeah, whoops. It's because I did clockwise bombs the other day and completely you have to go and grab sensor B and then go and get that bomb. Take that guy out. The final bomb is here in strut D. I say final bomb. We've still got 5 more bombs. Open that up. Pick him out. Get the last bomb. For now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 more bombs. There's still 5 more bombs to freeze. So now we are going to make our way back to strut E. Because we want to use the parcel room trick one more time. So equip box 3 as we head over. Gonna get the codec call to say there's another bomb. It's at the bottom of strut A. We've got 400 seconds to get there. Instead of running towards strut A, we're going to run away from strut A back to the parcel room, and then we're going to fast travel to strut A because that's faster. I mean, it's called fast travel. It makes sense that it would be faster than, you know, not using fast travel. Against the wall. Shoot. Same again. Didn't think I was going to get up on there. Box 3 takes us straight back to strut A, the pump room. And we can go straight up to the roof. Lovely. Equip the cardboard box. By equipping the cardboard box here, I love this this time save because it's so insignificant. It's like my favorite time save in the whole of MGS2 because it's so insignificant. By equipping the cardboard box, Raiden's trigger point for triggering that the elevator has reached the bottom is slightly lower. So the scene transition triggers milliseconds earlier. It's great. Around. Oh, look at that. No slowdown. And then there is the next bomb. It is the MGS2 equivalent of hitting the log. Yeah, absolutely right. Hey, Tetsu. Look at this. No slowdown from the bugs. It's beautiful, isn't it? Finally did it. Swim. All right. Now we have Raiden's first boss battle, if you can call it a boss battle. It's not really a boss battle. 1, 2, 3, duck, look, and wait. This fight isn't quite on rails. You can't win this fight. You just have to let Fortune destroy as much of the scenery as possible. So we do try and manipulate her to get her to destroy stuff quickly. She's going to shoot me, and she should now shoot the lights. Yep. So shooting all 3 lights out is nice and fast. That's 3 more objects destroyed. She started laughing, so we can move forwards. We want her to shoot this barrel. just going to wait here. She shot it. Move over to this side. Get her to shoot this barrel. It's just destroying other stuff in the meantime. It's fine. It's right, Fortune. We've got... She shot me instead of the barrel. Now she shot the barrel. And now we just wait for it to finish. Just wait here. Eventually she'll go nuts. There we go. And that's the end of the fight. That was pretty good. That gold split. Nice! Gold split on Fortune. Lovely. That is the fastest version of that fight. Oh, if she'd not shot me, if she'd shot the barrel instead of shooting me, would have been slightly faster. Bit of awkward movement there. There are...
Good.
Thank you, I type slow. There were claymore mines around that chaff grenade. So managing to get around there without hitting one of the claymores was good. Here we're going to use the cardboard box to prevent the guard from shooting us. For some reason, if you equip the box in front of a guard, they just won't shoot, like this. And then I can just roll them. You don't have to roll them, you can just run around them. It doesn't matter if we get an alert. The advantage of using the cardboard box at this point, rather than... I haven't got my M9 equipped at the moment. You'll see that I've got coolant on my previous. So using the cardboard box like that saves me from having to menu to the M9. So now we're going to head up to the first real boss fight of Raiden's run. Stairs. And keeping the coolant on my previous is important because the coolant spray is the next thing I want to use. We've got this bomb and then 3 more bombs. But don't worry, the rest of the bombs are all here. Oh, got fast bomb freeze there. That was nice. All right, Fat Man time. Gonna stand here. Freeze this bomb. A bit slow, but try and get above him so he goes down. Oh, he's around the corner. That's awkward. Fast bomb at the end there, though. That's a little bit awkward. It's a coolant. None. Get back Fat Man's body out of the way. And this is the last bomb. There we go. We are finally done with bombs. You'll be pleased to hear. But we do have another set of codec calls and cutscenes. We're done with freezing bombs. There is some Semtex later on, but it's different. It's not freezing bombs. The freezing bombs is done. No more freezing of bombs. Zhooing. We move on to the aims section of the run. So now we've got a bit the ninja there. The cyborg ninja gave us this BDU, which is the same uniform that the guards wear inside the Shell 1 core. The guards outside the Shell 1 core don't have this uniform, only inside the core. So that is going to allow us to trick the guards into thinking we're a guard, but only inside. There's also a camera that guards the lift, and the camera will check to make sure that we are a guard. There's one more piece of this costume that we need, and that is an AK-74U. So there just happens to be only on very easy one here. If you're playing on any other difficulty, you must go to the warehouse first to get it, knock that guy out. Quicker to roll over there. And we want to go down to B2. We skip B1 for now. Go down to B2. And we picked up a Claymore earlier. This allows us to do the Claymore trick in here. So I'm going to turn around. I'm going to equip the Claymore, drop it. Shoot. And by doing that, it means all the guards scatter. It means if I bump into any guard, my uniform will immediately bounce off, and I'll get spotted. During the alert phase, guards will see through my disguise. As soon as we hit evasion, they don't. Just got to make sure I get past that guard. But the biggest time save there is the elevator door stays open. We don't have to wait for the elevator to come back down. One to here. 3 times. Grab this guard. Put him up against the... That's beautiful. I've gotten so much better at that. I used to be really, really bad at getting the retinal... grabbing that guard instantly. I've gotten so much better. I'm really pleased. Look at that time save. Beautiful. Right, now we have to find aims. Like the PAL key, this is an RNG moment. There he is. Aims on New Game Plus. Aims is in a different location every time. If you're playing New Game, he's always in the same location. On New Game Plus, he moves. Obviously, if he's up in the top right-hand corner, that's the fastest version. Oh, there was an extra split there. I should not be on the PSG one. Unfortunately, Ames is dead. Rip. Sorry, Ames. In fact, I think I've done an extra split somewhere else as well. I don't think Ames should have split there. And back up to the first floor. So, Ames has told us that we need to go and rescue the president. The president is being held in the Shell 2 core. We need to get over to Shell 2. So, to get over to Shell 2, we need to go via the Shell 1-2 connecting bridge. But the Shell 1-2 connecting bridge is covered with Semtex and some sensors. So, we need to grab a PSG-1 so that we can shoot the sensors control units and get across the bridge. So back to the warehouse. Warehouse is always a handy location for getting weapons and equipment, which is weird because MGS 1 had a warehouse. Well, it had an armory that was felt very similar. You had to keep going back to the armory to go get items. It's weird how similar that situation is. Lazy video game writing, if you ask me. Or is it? Hint, it's not, kind of. Even though there's a story reason for it, you could still argue that it's just lazy writing. Over to the DE connect. The bridge to Shell 2 is in Strut D. Or from Strut D. It's not in Strut D. Keep on rolling, rolling, rolling. It is slightly faster. Very, very slightly faster to cartwheel everywhere. Assuming you get your cartwheel right. If you don't get your cartwheel right, then it's not. So we're now on the Shell 1-2 connecting bridge. This is where we now have to do some sniping. So we're going to go to here. Switch this. We need to shoot the one up here first. Re-equip. That one. That one. That one. That one. And done. I'm going to equip my chaff grenades. Okay. I'm going to concentrate. We are now on the Harrier fight. It's the most difficult fight in the run. I need to concentrate and hope I can get it done nice and quickly. Nah, I didn't get the lock on. Ah, and I missed that shot as well. Damn it. It's still not gonna. It's not gonna be too bad, but it could have been a lot faster. I missed 2 shots. Got that one. I did share a video on my Discord server yesterday of me getting the 5+1, which is the fastest version.
I'll let you go out in style.
Shoot one there. Shoot another one. And that's cool. That's still not bad. We didn't go into the whole him being in front of us and shooting around. That was okay. Right. There should now be, assuming I don't mess up that this room, I have a habit of completely screwing up. I'm just gonna run. I'm not even gonna roll. I don't want to mess this up. Quite a few golds, yeah. I'll live with that. Again. Oh, that was slightly off. Okay. Play this safe. Head over here. Cool. That's nice. Hopefully that's a time save. Because I just have a really bad habit of like falling off there and making really dumb mistakes. And we use the chaff grenade here to reset Raiden's animations. Because it's slightly faster than just letting the animations play out. And roll over here. Hop down here. Throw our final chaff grenade. That's all of the chaff grenades gone now. And head into shell 2. And hopefully I'm going to be able to do the alt-tab trick this time. So I'm going to alt-tab. And this is a brand new trick. This was only found this week. By alt-tabbing out before you go into a moment where the game takes control of Raiden or Snake, I believe this is the only use for it so far. You can move around during the cutscene. Oh, fast elevator as well. Nice. Now we go down in the elevator. Or I've done this before. This isn't going to break the game. As far as I'm aware, this trick is exclusive to the Master Collection. It's by alt-tabbing out. It's exclusive to the PC version of the Master Collection. It does also work on MGS 3. But the trick that I am doing now across both games is the only known use of it. There's no point in equipping the Nikita here, because when we go back upstairs, it's gonna play those cutscenes again, because we're entering here for the first time without those cutscenes being played. The advantage is it's now taken us back to the start. We still have all of our weapons. I can just crawl on the floor here, equip the Nikita, and we are in exactly the right position. So we've skipped having to walk back as well.
What are you doing?
The President is in the way, though. Thanks, Prez. One more hit and the President's dead.
What are you doing? What is that?
You may also be able to hear that the elevator is still making a noise. The elevator will now continue to make this noise until oh, look at that time save. You'll continue to hear the elevator noise until we go back in the elevator, because the elevator just hasn't finished its cycle. It's in a bit, Cosmic. Thanks for sticking around. The President's dead. Oh, that wasn't quite in the right position. Okay, so if doing that trick, you just got to be a bit careful with getting around the President, because the President's in a different location, because we're starting the Nikita shot from a completely different from a different starting point than we would be. Usually you'd have run down the corridor, and that gives the President's had a good few, a good 30 seconds to wander about, and he always wanders in the same location. So yeah, he's got to be a bit careful where the President is. Mr. President, get down. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, that is the only known use of that trick so far. Across MGS 2 and 3. There we go, and now the elevator noise is reset. I won't be doing swim glitch because I'm bad at it, and that's not the thing that's holding me back from a good run at the moment. The tanker is the thing that's holding me back from a good run at the moment. But this is okay, assuming nothing goes majorly wrong from here on out, like the games don't crash or something dumb like that. Oh god, MGS3 does have a MGS3 can crash after the Virtuous mission ends. Oh god, please no. Oh, why did I say it? Why did I even say it? But I think this would do, even with the tanker errors, because otherwise we're never gonna finish this damn Trilogy speedrun. It's never gonna end. All right, into the vamp fight. I'm going to concentrate here because I've struggled with this fight a little bit recently. I don't want to make the same mistake again. No sweat. Beautiful. Mwah. We remain 2 minutes and 18 seconds ahead of PB. Love it. Now back to more swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Don't hit the mines.
You're pretty good.
Thank you. Let's go meet up with Emma Emmerich, Ottocon's stepsister. Be bloody beautiful. I like that. B-E-A beautiful. That's a Jim Carrey line. I can't remember what film it's from. I think it's a Jim Carrey. B-E-A beautiful. I want to say The Mask, because I like The Mask. Gavin and Stacey. It's definitely not. It's definitely. If it's been using Gavin and Stacey, that's not the first place it was used. Because I've never watched Gavin and Stacey, and I know that line. It is. Oh, it is in The Mask. There we go. The other one that's like that from The Mask, which is really good, is I gotta party, P-A-R-T-Y, because I gotta. That's another very good one from The Mask. I love The Mask. It's great film. Probably my favorite Jim Carrey film, actually. Oh, sorry, no. Wrong. No, The Mask is not my favorite Jim Carrey. Of course, I'm forgetting about the obvious Jim Carrey film. And no, I'm not talking about... Oh, bugs. Here come the bugs. Let's see that frame rate not tank. Yeah, it's all good. Emma, you're coming with me. Just a hug. Just a nice hug. Up we go. I was never into that kind of style of sitcom. I also don't like James Corden. Can't stand James Corden. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Jim Carrey film. And no, it's not Sonic 2 either. It's not Sonic 1 either. I mean, I love the two Sonic films. They're fantastic. I can't wait to see Sonic 3. But no, my favorite Jim Carrey film is one of my favorite films of all time. I can't believe I didn't think of it. Is The Truman Show. I absolutely adore The Truman Show. So one of my like top 10 films of all time, The Truman Show. I don't think I've ever tried to do like a full ranking of my top films. I don't know whereabouts in the top 10 it would place. Probably something like 6th or 7th. My favourite film of all time is Hot Fuzz. Love Hot Fuzz. Shaun of the Dead is also in the top 10 list. At World's End is not, because it's not as good. It's still a good film, but it just doesn't hold a candle to the other two. Right, we need the coolant. I always forget that the coolant is just one down at that point. Wait for the grey smoke. Think I've done it. I always like to be a little over the top with that because I have a tendency to get it wrong. Around the corner, I've got these guards to take care of. As soon as he moves. Oh, I didn't realize I'd run out of ammo there. I haven't picked up any AK ammo along the way, that's why. So I can use the SOCOM instead. It's fine. All right, who's ready for a little bit of a chilled out jam? I hope you are, because that's what we're doing next. Welcome to Twilight Sniping. Oh, gold split as well. So we come down this big ladder. Emma is going to go for a wander off on the oil fence. We're going to stay behind and shoot with our PSG-1 from the sidelines to make sure that she doesn't get attacked by any guards or anything like that. So I'm going to equip PSG-1. There is one guard there. Take him out and now move away from Emma. If you look at Emma, if you look at Emma during this section, there is a good chance that she will fall over. So you shouldn't zoom in on her with the sniper rifle. Should be a cipher coming over the top here. There he is. That's Snake. Saying that Snake's now in position. Which also means some more guards are turning up. That was awkward, but dealt with it. I didn't realize I have actually got I still got turbo switched on. That might have slowed me down a little bit. I don't know if Emma... I think Emma did stop. That's me not quite being in position there. It's good. That's it. We're safe for a little bit here. Emma will now make her way to that strut. She walks around the outside for some reason. She'll go left and go behind it. Why they programmed her to go left and not right, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. But there's nothing coming now. We just gotta except for you. Kablamo. And now we'll just stick around and wait for a bit. As Emma approaches the second strut, as she approaches this strut, there'll be another guard, and then there'll be some more ciphers. But this is just the moment in the run where we just get to chill out. Hydrate. Lean back. Check our posture. As Lunatone has actually requested, I do a posture, and I completely ignored that posture check. Oh. There is now a stretch one as well. Twitch added a pre-made stretch channel reward, so that one's now in there. Speaking of channel rewards, I did do a sweep, and almost every channel reward, almost all of the channel rewards have now been reduced in price. I am satisfied with how they all work. I'm satisfied that my regulars who have hundreds of thousands of channel points aren't just going to spam them constantly. We've got a couple of new bits as well. The Keratin Frog now has subtitles. He looks nice and cool. And we've got the new Eli bounce, which went live on Tuesday, which is a very special reward. It plays a little animation of Eli's logo bouncing around the screen. But every time the channel point reward is redeemed, it goes up in cost by 1 point. and the size of the animation goes up by 1 pixel in width and height. So the idea being is the more it gets used, the more expensive it gets, but the bigger it gets. Where is my friend? I don't know. Have you lost your friend? Which friend are you referring to, Undertaker? If it's Johnny, you're referring to Johnny Sasaki, who is behind. Johnny is behind that strut there. Ninja. Ninja? Not sure what you're referring to. To Snake. I'm still not sure where this is going. MGS 1. I'm still confused. I'm sure it's going to be a really obvious explanation. Is there one more cipher or is that it? I can never remember. Where is my friend? Don't the ninja ask that to Snake? I don't know, because I haven't watched the cutscenes in like forever. Right, we now have Vamp 2. If you thought Vamp 1... I did lose time when Emma fell over. If you thought Vamp 1 was fast, Vamp 2 is even faster. Bye, Vamp. Vamp has been extinguished. That's the power of Turbo. I still think it's dumb that we're allowed to use Turbo for gameplay in MGS 2, but hey, dem's the rules. I'm gonna go with the rules. I now need my SOCOM because I have no AK ammo. Shoot that cipher. And then there's going to be another cipher here, which I'm going to need to shoot. There we go. I don't need to grab that AK ammo when we go into the fight later. That'll be more. I'll get given AK ammo. Oh, look at it. Oh, I can just go through it without any frame rate issues at all. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy. I've never felt so happy. Right, now we have another little bit of slowdown. This is all on rails. We can't skip this.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Jack the Ripper.
Though we do get a great line from Solidus. It is dopey Scooby-Doo line.
You remember me, don't you? You've grown.
You remember me, don't you?
High concentration of cerebral implants. Have they altered your memory too?
That's a wonderful bit of subtitle. Is that with 1 or 3 or 7 A's? It's just like an MGS1. We're now in prison. We've been put on a torture rack.
You can't keep this
Bugless bug. We have indeed had bugless bugs. I'm so happy we finally fixed it. Oh my god, it's been so annoying. The huge chugging slowdown of that section. I'm gonna call Rose. Calling Rose triggers the advancement of this section. Just hold circle. going to close it. And Rider's going to... Right, remember to keep moving after I go through the first door. Keep moving. Yes, remembered. I often get that. I often stop moving after the first door because it's designed to look exactly like MGS1, and the first door is the exit in MGS1.
Somebody there.
I'm gonna try and get past this guy. I'm not gonna roll. I'm not gonna try and roll into him. I'm gonna play this safe. Gonna punch, roll, and roll there. Excellent. I have not fallen down the hole. Beautiful. That is safer than trying to roll into him. Lovely. That was a much better rectum. That's what that room's called. Arsenal Gear Rectum. This is the ascending colon. Stand here. And now I just have a series of codec calls to answer. We just have to sit here and wait. The radar will now show the image of a lady. The lady will now disappear. Ta-da! And now I'll answer this one, and immediately we get a call from Rose. And that's that section done. Oh, Cosmic Farron is back! Welcome back, buddy. Thanks for lurking. Snake now gives us the katana. We need to swing the katana once, at least, to trigger this section. No. That is quite the question, Blues. Thank you. Thank you for that moment. I'm glad we could share that moment together. Right, we've now got essentially the Prozac skip, but Raiden's version. Raiden's version of the Prozac skip has been known for a very, very long time. It was only that Snake could never do it until this new method was the new method was discovered a couple of years. It's been a couple of years actually now. Take these guys out, and for Raiden, it's as simple as that. Exact same trick there. That is extending Raiden's hitbox so that he hits the trigger on the other. Oh, yeah, the house. Oh, I see. The answer remains the same. Got the stinger. And now we are just going to sit here. Oh. And just shoot these guards as they approach. As they come out of this door. Any that we miss, we just ignore. Snake will deal with them. We keep going until we've killed all 42 of them. I want to say there's 42. I've got plenty of ammo, so I can just spam. The idea just being that we just try and get the get them in their target rare kill in just as the stinger is approaching them. Oh, came thick and fast there. This is a little bit slow. Normally, if you do this fast enough, you exit the fish and mailed screen and go straight into the second one. That's it. We're all dead.
It came as a complete surprise when Ocelot
There we go.
discovered the S3 data from GW.
We are approaching the end game now.
Using fire to fight fire, creating the perfect assassin to retire.
We've got the fight against Raze, and we've got the fight against Solidus, and then Metal Gear Solid 2 is complete, and we are a little over 2/3 of the way through this multiple Metal Gear run. MGS 2 and 3, surprisingly, in the Master Collection are about the same time. 105 is kind of my my decent time for them both. That includes the credit. Actually, that includes the credits. Which, if you included the credits for MGS1, which we don't have to, for very easy. Yeah, apart from the tanker, apart from the holds, this has been a really good run. Yeah, if you included the credits for MGS1, it'd probably be about 105 as well. It's kind of amazing that all 3 games are so similar in time. Anyway, here's the best line in the game.
You came in handy as bait.
Love that line. It's my favorite line in the game. So good.
Those days during the Civil War were
I'm going to concentrate for the raid fight because I've been messing this up a little bit lately. So hopefully we can I can do a decent job of it this time.
You ran from it, and now you've been led back to war by something less than real.
So shoot him in the mouth. I did not successfully shoot him in the mouth. I told you I keep messing this up. There we go. That's the fight. What? Wow. Okay.
Are you awake yet, Jack?
I need to, it's because I'm like trying to turn off turbo and other stuff. I need to get my muscle memory for the start of that fight, right?
I'll squeeze the answers out of you instead, my son.
That's another really good line delivery. One of my favorite. Jesus Christ.
What do you hope to hear? You know he doesn't know anything.
It's not him I want the answers from.
So we now have just a small series of cutscenes and codecs. Now we go into the final fight against Solidus. Now, unfortunately, we do have to watch the credits for MGS2. So, yeah. Yes, that torture sequence on European Extreme is almost impossible unless you're using Turbo. And that is the reason why Turbo was introduced to MGS2 in the first place. But then it got introduced and everyone agreed. But this is before I started speedrunning any Metal Gear. It was decided that Turbo could be used for normal gameplay as well, which that's the bit I don't like. I don't believe that it should be used for normal gameplay. Stand about here so that yep, Solidus is that. Again, same again. Stand about here so he does his missiles. Now I want to get over to the other side. No, he was right in the middle as well. He was going to do this tiny little dash, but I couldn't get over to the other side quickly enough. Phase 2. Solidus is now a lot faster. He's a bit more. He's not as predictable. There's some things we can try and do to speed it up. Oh, that was nice. That was really fast. Hopefully he just kicks me here. Nope, he's gone for a dash. And no big animation. There we go. That is Metal Gear Solid 2. Without the credits, we've still got the credits to watch through. I will be muting the audio from the game here because this song is a copyright strike waiting to happen. Or copyright flag. It's not a strike. You don't get a strike for this. But that was a gold split. That was it. That was, as I say, apart from the hold number 1 in the tanker, really good run. Obviously, there's always improvements. The Harrier was okay. I didn't get 5+1, but I didn't go into the whole Space Invaders bit. The Space Invaders is not the right description for that section, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that was good. Lots of other bits of it were good. There was a couple of little slip-ups here and there. I lost a little bit of time on Twilight sniping because the guards did start shooting at Emma because I wasn't quite in the right position. But overall, I'm pleased with that run. As long as everything goes well and we finish on a PB, I'm happy with this run. Should note, however, if I do, I'm intending on submitting this to really, really longathon and any other speedrun marathon that's stupid enough to take a 3-hour multiple Metal Gear run. A really, really long longathon is the whole point of it is supposed to be really long runs. in marathon runs, because I wouldn't care about PB and all of that anyway, in a marathon run, we wouldn't watch the credits for 2 and 3. We'd skip the credits, go straight on to the next game. Technically, I could do that now because this isn't really an official run, but I'd actually like an official time. This is what this time would be if we were doing it for reals. So yeah. Whilst the credits are playing out, I am going to quickly pop to the loo and just sort of have a bit of a stretch because this is the only opportunity really during the stream that I get to do this. So yeah, enjoy no music because, you know, this song, as lovely as it is, will get flagged on YouTube. So yeah, enjoy sitting in silence for a few minutes while I go for a piss. That's the reward you get for sitting through this speedrun. You get to sit in silence. See you in a minute. And we're back. And I figured that leaving you all in silence for me to go to the loo wasn't quite enough of a piss take. So I'm now going to mute my mic and eat a packet of hula hoops. That was a baby. All right, just 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Bluey family calendar. That was my birthday present from my son. I love Bluey. I've watched almost every episode of Bluey. Great. All right, we're going to have the game audio back now. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching me eating crisps in silence. That's what you get. Right. So, there's a couple of little cutscenes to skip. And then we get the final score. 109.15. When I'll push magic button. Push magic button again. Come on, MGS3. Unsuspend. Come on. You can do it. Come on, MGS3. Yay, there we go. And we're off.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into 2, East and West.
Little bit of a delay with that game swap. That's okay. The game swap wouldn't actually count towards the final time. I'm getting ready to skip codec calls that we're not ready for yet. All right, here we go. MGS3. So we've now traveled back in time to the 1960s. We are no longer playing as Solid Snake. Well, we played as Solid Snake in 1 and Dark 2. Then we played as Raiden. We are now playing as Snake's daddy-o. It's Big Boss. And yes, I've 100% already considered doing cosplay where I'm Big Boss and my son is Solid Snake. We're going to make it happen at some point. Somehow. Not sure how yet, but we're going to do it. Big Boss. Hey, twins. So running, MGS3 runs on a slightly modified version of the MGS2 engine. So it does feel very familiar. So MGS1 really is the sort of outlier in this trilogy. But we've set ourselves up nicely for a PB. 2 minutes 38 seconds ahead coming out of MGS2, which is really good considering I was nearly 30 seconds behind coming out of MGS1. When's Phantom Pain? Phantom Pain is on my list. I would like to learn Phantom Pain. Eventually, I do want to run the Anthology speedrun, which is every Metal Gear Solid back-to-back. You wouldn't do the Master Collection. You might. You probably play. You probably play MGS3 from the Master Collection. Actually, you play the You play the original version of the PC version of MGS1, the original PC version of MGS2 because it's still faster, I believe, than the Master Collection version. Because of load times and stuff like that. You probably play the acid part. I'm currently playing through Acid 1 again at the moment. As I've talked about before, during my commutes and other downtimes, I play on my PS Vita a lot. I actually play on my PS Vita more than I play on my PC. Oh, really? And yeah, I recently finished Uncharted Golden Abyss, which was really good. I've got like 3 PSPs and none of them work properly. Yeah, the Vita is like the best thing that I bought in a very long time. I absolutely adore my Vita. And yeah, so I finished Uncharted Golden Abyss. Thought, what am I going to play next? So I decided to play Acid. I do have the UMDs of Acid and Acid 2. Acid 2 I adore. Acid 1's a bit clunky. It's been a while since I've played it. And I've always said that once you play Acid 2, you'll find it really hard to go back to Acid 1. Acid 2 really fixed a lot of the issues that were present in Acid 1. It's a lot more streamlined. Movement is the main one. Movement is way better in Acid 2. But I love them. Phantom Pain is Phantom Pain's a tricky one because it's a very long speed run. It's very different. It's outside of the closest comparison you could make to Phantom Pain is Metal Gear Survive. I wouldn't even say that Ground Zeroes is similar to Phantom Pain because it's not. Ground Zeroes is very mission based. Yes, it's an open world, but it's a very small open world. So Ground Zeroes is kind of its own little beast, but Phantom Pain is a very, very different game in the series. I would like to learn, as I say, I'd like to learn eventually to do the anthology, which I believe is something like 9 hours, I think. Phantom Pain, Ground Zeroes is indeed it is more of a pre-sequel. Yeah, well, it's the prequel to Phantom Pain. Obviously, it uses the same game engine and stuff, but the structure of the game is very different between Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, which is why I... Okay, that was weird. Which is why I wouldn't say that Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain are similar when it comes to speedrunning. But yeah, the anthology speedrun is it doesn't include Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 because it's the Metal Gear Solid anthology. So it's Metal Gear Solid, which you play the original PC version. Metal Gear Solid 2, you play the original PC version. Metal Gear Solid 3, as they probably play the Master Collection, you probably play this. Depending on how timing works, because timing is different for the emulator run. I'm going to just concentrate on the Ocelot unit fight here. Just bear with me a second. I think I failed this. Yeah, I've missed the guy on the roof. That's fine. That's okay. That was a nice recovery. My first grenade wasn't quite right. The very first grenade you throw should knock out the guy on the roof as well. So my first grenade wasn't very good. Second grenade was great. Oh yeah, there is so much music in Phantom Pain. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, I was going through the anthology. So yeah, you do original PC version of MGS 1, original PC version of MGS 2. So depending on the rules for timing, you might be better off doing an emulated run of MGS 3, which is ridiculous. I would think if you were going to do MGS 3 as part of it, you shouldn't be allowed to do the emulated run because the timing is so different. Then Peace Walker. Peace Walker is included. Oh no, sorry, MGS 4 comes next, which you'd either do PS3 or emulator. I think you'd be all right doing the emulated run of MGS 3. I'd probably just run it on. I'd probably want to run it on PS3 anyway, because I still haven't actually like properly played through all of MGS 3 on emulator yet. And it can have some slowdown with like installing shaders and stuff like that. But I suppose once you've done it once, it should be okay. Or you can pre-install all of the shaders, which takes like an hour. Ridiculous. Then it's Peace Walker, which you might be able to emulate. I don't know if anyone's looked into this yet. Whether you could emulate Peace Walker on Xenia, on the Xbox 360 emulator, same as MGS3. When I'm talking about emulating MGS3, it's playing it on the Xenia Xbox 360 emulator. Presumably, you'd do the same with Peace Walker, or you just play the HD version. Right, I'm just going to concentrate on Ocelot now. So throw stun grenades. Turn around, re-equip the easy gun, shoot him again. Another stun grenades. Turn around. Oh, he's run away. Oh, he started to run away, but we're okay. Shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the head again. Fight done. Good fight. Really nice. Very pleased with that. We can move on. And the bosses come. You get bosses in like couples in MGS 3. So we have Ocelot, and very quickly after we have the Pain. Then we have a bit of a break, and then we get the Fear, and very quickly after that we get the End. And then we have a bit of a break, and then we get the Fury, and then we get a big massive break. And then you get Volgin, and then a break. Yeah, it's only in the middle of the game. You get the bosses come in pairs. We will be fighting the Pain very shortly, though. So Peace Walker, and then Ground Zeroes, and then Phantom Pain. You play the PC versions of those. Luckily, with Phantom Pain, it's only Act 1. Only Act 1 is ever. And there are speedruns that include Act 2, but the most popular speedrun of Phantom Pain is Act 1, just because Act 2 gets a bit weird and it's not ideal for speedrunning because of like repeated missions and stuff like that. We're getting into the Pain fight now, so I'm just going to concentrate on this fight. Easy gun. Start blasting him. Throw a stun grenade at him. Good phase 1. Into phase 2, immediately throw a stun grenade at him. Easy gun. Beautiful. That was a really nice Pain fight. Timer has the timer for the Pain on this, because of the way I've set it up, will split now when I leave. Just because of the way I've set up the timer, because it's a bit awkward. Nice gold split. That was really good. That was a really good Pain fight. Could be pleased with that. 3 minutes ahead now. Particularly after that Ocelot unit. Yeah, I remember that Ocelot unit fight going quite badly in my PB, so that wasn't a big surprise. So yeah, out of all of the games in the anthology, I'm still a little behind. I haven't learned MGS4. I've learned a little bit of MGS4, but not all of it. I've not learned Peace Walker. Peace Walker is if I'm going to learn another Metal Gear, it's probably going to be Peace Walker. I think it's a hard think it's a hard decision at the moment between Peace Walker and Phantom Pain. Obviously, I do know Ground Zeroes. I haven't learned any of Phantom Pain yet. Okay, MGS4 is just a bit boring as a speedrun. Also, for MGS4, if I'm going to learn MGS4, at this point, I might as well just wait for it to come out on the Master Collection. It's going to be way better on the Master Collection. Assuming Konami do it right, it'll be better on the Master Collection than it would be on either emulating or on a PS3. So yeah, that's the other reason I don't want to learn MGS4 at the moment, because it's been pretty much confirmed it's going to be in Master Collection Volume 2. It's not 100%, but we've had it from enough sources that yeah, it's probably happening. Right, we need to shoot that barrel and then go for a swim. So we've now done a bunch of damage to the end. That is going to cause the end to have less stamina when we fight him in a little bit. And out of the water here. Swap back to the easy gun. Shoot that guy. Into the warehouse. Lovely. Bum 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 bum. Grab the cardboard box, which we did not grab earlier. Shoot that guy. Roll up these lovely stairs. Show just how much reach Snake's roll has. Really dumb. Fun dumb. Very fun dumb. We're heading over to the lab. We need to meet Granin in the lab. He's going to tell us sort of what's going on with the Shaggerheart. He's also going to give us the key to go a different way through the warehouse that we've just come through. There's another door in the warehouse that we couldn't use. For the whole of the lab section, I stick with the subsistence camera. It's a little bit easier. Let's turn there. Oh, that was bad. I don't usually like the subsistence camera because it's really easy to make mistakes like that. Oh well. Sideways into the transition there. Let's stand up and head into the lab. I said that I'd consider if I was going to learn another Metal Gear. I said I'd consider Peace Walker. But actually, I have a strong suspicion that it makes the most sense if Master Collection Volume 2 contains both Peace Walker and MGS4. So maybe I'd wait on Peace Walker as well for the Master Collection to try and learn it. I don't know. Already know that once I'm done with the Pentalogy, I want to learn Snake Eater 3D, which is the 3DS version of this game, because I am preparing for when Snake Eater Delta comes out, so that I can do the Metal Gear Solid 3 trilogy and run all 3 versions of Metal Gear Solid 3 back to back. So this, Snake Eater 3D, and then Delta. Because I will 100% be playing and speedrunning Delta. There is no way I'm not doing that. Just like everyone else will be. Pretty sure when Delta does come out, the very next GDQ, I probably won't submit any Metal Gear games. The GDQ, after Delta has been released, because there is no way I will be speedrunning Delta at a GDQ. It is almost 100. I can almost 100% guarantee you, unless unless it's not eligible for like timing reasons. I can almost 100% guarantee that Metal Gear Solid Delta will be in the very next GDQ after it's been released. There's no way it wouldn't be, in my humble opinion. Oh, I forgot to change to stun grenades. Shouldn't be a problem, but let's wait for the fear to start walking forwards. Revive. Stun grenade to the floor. Knife out. And finish him with the knife. Good. That could have gone wrong and it didn't. Very pleased with that. It depends on the time, because we still don't know when the game's releasing, do we? We still don't have a I'm thinking of European Extreme. I haven't got the cardboard box yet. Night dudes, thanks very much for joining in. Always good to see some YouTube people here, because it's nice to know that all of my YouTube stuff is working. Thank you so much. Yeah, as we still don't have a release date, we don't know when it's going to come out. But it all depends on when the next GDQ is in time for it, because GDQ always has 2 submission phases. So submission phase 1 for AGDQ 2025 is currently open today. And submission phase 1 is for anything and everything. Submission phase 2 opens after submission phase 1 closes, and it's for any games that have been released within a certain time frame. So any video game that has been released after submission phase 1 closed is eligible for submission phase 2. I believe that's how. I believe that was Animal Well for SGQ. Pretty sure Animal Well was a secondary submission. Right, I'm going to concentrate on this fight. Yeah, there's no way I'll be running it, because I simply can't. I have to be a remote runner. I just cannot afford to go back to America, and there's no way they're gonna accept a remote run from me over a live run from somebody else. Right, want to shoot the end in the head. Shoot him again. Start throwing stun grenades. There's 2 stun grenades at him. That's the easy gun. Shoot him in the head again. And then ahead again. And he's done. That is a very, very nice end fight. Very pleased with that. We want to do a little bit of management. Get the cardboard box. And the most in the gun. I'm going to equip the easy gun and the cardboard box. And we're on our way. So yeah, there's no way they're going to accept a remote run of Delta from me. Because A, there will be other people submitting who will have better times. There's no way I'm going to be like the world record holder for Delta. And yeah, even if I had a better time than someone else, they will take someone who will be there in person. I know that is what happens, because it's what happened to me. There was someone else submitted Twin Snakes to SGDQ 2023. Someone who had a better time than I did, but because they were going to be remote and I was going to be there live, they chose me. And understandably, they prefer to have live runners than remote runners. It makes sense. Wouldn't hold that against them. So yeah, with the fact that there's going to be so much emphasis on Delta, they could potentially take another Metal Gear game. They have run multiple Metal Gear games at an event before. The last couple of years ago. Metal Gear MSX and Metal Gear Solid 2 were both ran, I think. It was either Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2. But Joseph Joestar also ran Metal Gear MSX. So I could do, but it would have to be a very short Metal Gear run. As I say, I think with the emphasis on Delta, I don't think they take another Metal Gear. That'll be the year where I really pump into other speed games. I'll go back, I'll submit Mini Ghost again, I'll submit Unmetal. They might not take Unmetal, or they potentially take Unmetal because it's not Metal Gear, but it's like Metal Gear, I don't know. I just submit Mini Ghost. I'm going to continue to submit Klonoa 2, like forever, until it finally gets in. Don't know, I don't know what else. I wouldn't submit Pokemon. Remote runs tend to be shorter as well. I wouldn't want to submit... You wouldn't want to submit something like Pokemon, which is like well over 2 hours. They're not going to accept a remote runner with a 2-hour run. Out onto the mountaintop. This is why I really want to try and get into some more live events that aren't just in America. Unfortunately, they are dwindling fast. There are not that many events. There's not that many good speedrunning events outside of the US that are still accessible to me. I've still not been to ESA. ESA has had problems recently, I think that's fair to say, but ESA is in a really awkward location in Sweden, which is not ideal to try and get to. I've been to Sweden before. I've been to Stockholm, and even Stockholm was a pain in the butt to get to. The place where they actually hold it, where they hold ESA, would be even more difficult to get to. BSG would be a good one to go to, because that's, I believe, in Amsterdam, which wouldn't be as difficult to get to. I've already done 3 live UK ones. I've done UKSG, but it's always in Scotland, and Scotland's expensive to get to. I have to fly because it's cheaper to fly than it is to get a train, but it's still expensive. And I always mess up the movement here. And I have nothing against UKSG. I loved my time at UKSG. I think it's definitely the best live UK event that we have, particularly now that UKSM is gone. Even when UKSM was around, I'd still put UKSG above UKSM. But with UKSM gone, UKSG now, immediately takes that crown. But I have nothing against UKSG. I loved my time. I think they do a fantastic job. But it's very much from what I've seen from my experience there, and also watching other events since. It's a lot of the same Sonic speedrunners always there. And it just, for me, it just gets a bit samey. That's all. That'd be my only criticism. That, and that it's always in Scotland, and Scotland's a pain in the arse to get to when you're in the south of England. I did UKSM. It was okay. It's a bit it's always tricky doing an event in a big live festival like that, but it was okay. And I did Insta Speedathon, which is still going, is still doing live events, but it's very, very small. Oh, I didn't do a very good roll there. So yeah, ideally the next step for me would be ESA, but who knows where ESA is at the moment. As I say, I still can't really afford to go to ESA. Anyway, let's fight the Fury. So for the Fury, I'm going to be doing the same method I usually do. Oh, wow. Okay, that could have gone really badly. I'm really pleased that didn't go badly. Because Because that was, yeah, that was almost a recipe for disaster. Hopefully, we're still on a decent track there. I took a lot of damage from that. That very, very nearly went south. Cool. The Fury's the Fury is a sort of big RNG moment because you never quite know what the Fury is going to do. It helps if you don't just stand in fire. We have got my my new favorite trick in coming back and redoing very easy for MGS3. I've been doing European Extreme and in particular European Extreme Keratons for the longest time. I came back to very easy and discovered a few new tricks like the Ocelot unit. That was different. But this one, the Rykov grab has a new little bit to it. So let's see if I can get it. Setup is done well. And then here we shoot that. Run over here, bump, and grab. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. I love that grab now. It's so cool. So yeah, that shot causes Rykov to just run over to the left a little bit. Allows you to run through him, bump him, and just do that little extra grab. We're now going to equip his camo. So one mask and the officer. Equip the scope. Beautiful. I rolled into the door correctly there. And the only real glitch in MGS3. There we go. Hopefully, I just need to keep an eye on my splits. Pretty sure I fixed it so that this won't split. Be careful because there is a... Yeah, we're good. Okay, I am going to mute the audio here because this audio is horrible. What I'd like to do, we're going back to speedrun marathons. What I'd like to do is I'd like to set up another speedrun marathon myself. Obviously, I was part of Pixel Perfect, and that fell through because conflicting personalities and stuff like that. I thought that was going to be sort of my ticket into doing stuff. I had already started talking to other speedrun marathons about trying to do something bigger in the UK, but now that I don't have a team behind me to bring to that, that's kind of fallen by the wayside. But hopefully those contacts are still there and I can still go back to them at some point. But I think the UK needs something big. It needs something. UKSG is just too small. And the venues they use are never going to be big enough. But UKSG works. UKSG is perfect for what it wants to be because it's called the UKSG stands for United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering, and that is exactly what it is. It is a gathering. Yeah, a gathering of speedrunners all in a room together and they have fun. And that's great. That's fantastic. I want something bigger. I want a festival. I want a big event. I want GDQ. I would love to see GDQ do an event the size of GDQ in the UK. It's never gonna it's never gonna happen. No, nothing is ever gonna be as big as GDQ. Not for a very, very long time. Not until unless GDQ dies, nothing is gonna tower over it. But I'd like to see something in the UK that was similar. And if I can be any part of making that happen, I absolutely will be. So if there are like-minded people out there who are happy to organize and are happy to come together to try and do stuff, then let me know. Anyway, back to the speedrun. That was a nice little segue. So we're in the torture room. We call 144.75 to get out. So we only do well, you can do this on any difficulty. It's just the code for the door. Language, Johnny. Oh, this is a family-friendly stream as well. So sorry. So sorry. I should keep, you know what? I should keep the audio muted from the torture sequence until after Johnny shouted that. Right, it's time to get out. So we're just going to race past all of these guards. That guy's going to just slowly walk away for some reason. We're heading over to the sewers. MGS3, not the first game in the series to feature sewers. We do have to roll that dog. If you, depending on exactly when you roll, you can just roll past him. Keep trying to swear jar. That'll get me to GDQ. I mean, as far as attending GDQ, I'd like to go back. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to go back to GDQ. Even if I could afford to, though, I wouldn't go to SGDQ this year. Because SGDQ this year is in the same place it was in sorry, I wouldn't have gone to SGDQ this year. SGDQ 2024 has already passed. I would not have gone to it even if I'd got in or even if I could have afforded it. Because it's in the same location that it was in when I went. It's in Minneapolis in the Horton. If I ever go back, I want to go somewhere else because I don't live in America. If I'm going to go back to America, I don't want to go back to America and go to the exact same place again. I want to experience a different part of America. I've only ever been to America twice. I've been to Minneapolis, and I've been, of course, as any tourist has, I've been to Florida. Because, of course, I've been to Florida. I did Disneyland when I was about 14, I think. Most expensive family holiday we ever had. Great holiday. Loved it. Fell in love with roller coasters after that. Right, into the Sorrow. Oh, what am I doing? Backpack, weapon, handkerchief. 1, 2, 3. That knocks Snake out into the water, and he instantly drowns. Much faster than waiting. And then use the revival pill. Still doing well for time. We're still over 3 minutes ahead, which is nice. It'd be nice if I could get over 4 minutes ahead so that we I could bring the overall time down to under 310. A little bit of work to do there. So yeah, I won't want to attend a G. Oh, that was so close. That was so close to being a time loss. I'd love to go to RTA in Japan, but I get the feeling Japan's going to be even more expensive to try and get to than the US. Yeah, I'd love to do RTA. I'd love to go to Japan. Oh, I got shot. I couldn't get around the corner quickly enough. When Heidi and I got married, originally we wanted our honeymoon to be in Japan. But the year of our honeymoon was the year of the Tokyo Olympics, and we figured it was probably going to be, it wasn't going to be a good idea. We weren't interested in going to the Olympics. My wife would have been interested in going. Heidi loves sport. She watched the Olympics, she watched the Paralympics. I'm just not that into sports, so we wouldn't have wanted to do it anyway. And so we decided that Japan wasn't going to be the ideal honeymoon location that year. So we went to the Maldives instead. Ah, loved it. Amazing. I wish it had been longer than a week. But alas. Yeah, I'd love to do RTA in Japan. Oh, I need to do all my items. Right, so we need cardboard box B. We also need the easy gun, the SVD, yeah, the SVD, the RPG, stun grenades, and C3. You do not need the Mosing Nagant. On very easy.
Huh? What's this box do?
Do not worry about the box, my friend. Yeah, as I said, the other thing with going to somewhere like that is it not only needs to be somewhere new, it needs to be somewhere that's interesting and that I really want to go and see. There's the other thing that really puts me off going back to Minneapolis is I've done Minneapolis, and Minneapolis isn't really touristy city, there wasn't that much there for us to do outside of GDQ. We did find some stuff to do. We went to the Mall of America. There was a wildlife park that we went to, but it's the city itself is not touristy. It's very much a business city. So I was kind of surprised when I learned that SGDQ was going to be back there again. I'd much prefer to do another, if I was going to go back to to a GDQ, that it'd be in a different location where there's a bit more touristy stuff, so that I can make the most of my my time there. What's a little bit of time there? Oh yeah, because I got shot. Right, Volgin. I'm just going to grab Volgin, throw him to the ground, put the SVD, shoot him in the head a couple of times. That is phase 1 done. Phase 2, we're going to roll. I'm going to apparently screw it up. Okay, that was a nice recovery. I did mess that up. And now we get to just chill. Equip the easy gun so that Snake doesn't lose any stamina, and we just get to chill out during the bike chase here. There's no need to shoot anyone. There's no need to do anything. And you know, normally I'd be totally up for, oh yeah, it's just bored if we just sit there and do nothing. But after, you know, this multiple Metal Gear run has been going now for, you know, for 2 hours and 42 minutes. It's nice to have a break. It's nice to be able to just chill out and not worry about anything. I'm going to turn the game down just a little bit though. Ooh. I guess that's, with what I was saying about GDQ and returning to GDQ, that's the other thing about ESA. ESA is always in Sweden. I've already been to Sweden. I've been to Stockholm. It was a good time. I went to the ABBA Museum. If you're ever in Sweden, if you're ever in Stockholm, highly recommend the ABBA Museum. Fantastic museum. Got him. But yeah, I've done Sweden. I'd like to go somewhere else. And that's why I think the BSG, the Benelux speedrun gathering would be ideal for me, because that's usually in Amsterdam. I've not been to Amsterdam. I don't believe I've ever been. I have been to the Netherlands though, but only in transit. My family, we used to do what my parents would call a booze cruise every year. They still do them. But when me and my brother were young, we used to go with them. And they do a short booze cruise, as they would call it. And basically it was, we get an overnight ferry from Hull to either Zeebrugge or Rotterdam. And so this is why I've been to the Netherlands. So we'd be on the ferry overnight. We'd sleep in a cabin overnight. Then during the day, when we got to our destination, we'd then drive out. We go to we'd usually drive into France or Belgium, usually France, because we knew where we were going. We would find a city to explore and sort of, you know, enjoy the food and enjoy our time there. But the big part of it was we would then go to a French hypermarket like a Leclerc or an Auchan, or I'm sure there was another one I can't remember. And my parents would stock up on as much cheap French wine as they could fit in the car. my parents are very big wine drinkers, and yeah, they just buy lots of cheap French wine. Take back. They can't do it as well anymore because of Brexit. It's a bit trickier to do. But they buy an absolute ton of it. It would all fit in the back of the car. Then they get back on the boat, another overnight, and come home again. And it was fun. You know, me and my brother liked being on the boat. We liked it was always a all-you-can-eat buffet for lunch and breakfast. So it was a good time on the boat. Eventually, me and my brother got tired of it, and we were old enough where we could stay at home whilst they went. Once went with a splint on my leg. I pulled the ligament in my knee when I was about 15. I must have been 15, 16 at the time. I was still at school. And yeah, I went to jump up a little wall, and as I stretched upwards and stretched my, outstretched my knees, I tore a ligament. I tore the ligament in my knee. Turns out I have a condition. I don't know if it's a condition or a disease or whatever. It's called otoschlatus, I believe it's called. It just means I have weak in my knees. I have weak ligaments. So yeah, I still get pain in my knee sometimes if I've been sat in one position for too long. Yeah, I didn't have to have surgery or anything. It just needed to heal over time. I just had a splint on to keep my leg straight whilst it healed. And yeah, during that time we did one of our booze cruises. So I walked around we went to Germany that year actually as part of it, I think. Oh no, it was no, it wasn't Germany, it was Belgium. I don't think it was Gwent. I think it was somewhere else in Belgium. Yeah, I walked around it was also usually late November, early December, so there's a lot of Christmas markets and stuff that we do. Yeah, I walked around a Belgian Christmas market in the absolute pouring rain in a splint and crutches. Not the best experience I've ever had. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I've been to the Netherlands, but only to get off the boat and drive into somewhere else. I've never actually experienced the Netherlands. So yeah, that's why BSG would be a good one. All right, rail bridge. We only have one C3 charge to destroy because it's very easy. Snake's aim is perfect in third person, so I can just hold this, and the moment we see the subtitles change to "it's here," I can let go and shoot. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Right. Now I do need to concentrate on this fight. The opening shot is the most important. I have to get this right. Either... What? Okay, I am not sure what that was, but it worked. So we take it. Yep. Oh, that hasn't split. I'll manually split that. I have no idea what happened there. I clearly shot at the wrong time. Because Eva decided to stop. But somehow that worked out fine. Somehow, not only did that work out fine, it was also a gold split. I don't think I could replicate that again. That was definitely a freak accident. I got very lucky there. I had no idea what I was doing. I was making that up as I went along as to exactly where I shot. So I'm pleased that worked out. We now come... this did get mentioned earlier when we were talking about equipping the cardboard box to go down to the deep sea dock in Metal Gear Solid 2. Someone made the comparison that skip, it's not a skip, that time save is the equivalent of hitting the log in MGS 3. The most insignificant time save that I've recently discovered for MGS 3. It was... Oh, thank you, Cosmic. That we've discovered for MGS 3 is... so this would apply to most difficulties, but you absolutely don't want to do it on European Extreme. In the next room, you Eva instructs you to shoot a log. There is a log in the on the road. You need to shoot it to destroy it so that you don't take damage for it. If you don't shoot it and you take damage from it, it plays a little scene of breaking through it, and Eva says you stink. We have discovered through repeat playthroughs that it is quicker to not break the log and to take the damage, and the time save is like a 1/10 of a second. It is so insignificantly such an insignificant time save. It's incredible. I am, however, going to swap to the easy gun so that I can start getting some stamina back. Very easy is like one of the only difficulties where you lose stamina during the bike chase. You don't lose any stamina on European Extreme. Well, you do lose a bit of stamina, but not a lot. Because otherwise it would be impossible. Let a girl be rude to you to save time. You say let a girl be rude. I'm pretty sure if you know, if I was shotgunning a motor on a, not shotgun, if I was driving a motorcycle and expecting someone else with a rocket launcher just to take out a lock, and they just didn't. Here we go. Here it is. The best time save in the whole of MGS 3. Yeah. Stink. I want you stink to be oh, what a shot. I've wanted you stink to, oh, I accidentally held R2. Whoops. 0.04 seconds saved and then completely lost because I accidentally held L2 as we left. Completely ruined. I want to make you stink a channel point rewards sound. I can just take it from a recording of a run. Ideally, I've been hoping to get the actual sound line from the game, so there's no background audio. But unfortunately, I can't find it anywhere. I've only found one YouTube video which has extracted all of Eva's voice lines, and the video admits that not all of the voice lines are there, and You Stink isn't one of them. It's somewhere in the files. I know at some point I just need to do a recording of the game and just try and have as little audio as possible. You know, don't make any noises. You know, you'll have the music and you'll have the sound of the motorbike. But it would be better if it was just the solitary audio of Eva saying, "You stink." Look, there's 4 of them. And now there are none of them. And then there were none. Hold on tight. Clamp. I think you should keep your eye on the road before we have a massive crash and you impale yourself on a spike. Oh. 3 minutes 40 ahead now. Right, foods. Eva.
Let me have some more.
There's a You Stinking Phantom Pain as well. Oh, no, Eva only. Okay, I'm not quite sure what. I'll have to ask. Yes, I will have to ask. Right. In we go to the escorts. Oh, wasn't quite far enough ahead of her. Backing her again. I don't think I'm going to get my 4-minute time save here. It depends what my PB of the boss fight is. Whether that was good or not, or good or bad. I do believe if every single run was optimal, you could do the Master Collection Trilogy in under 3 hours. Come on, Eva. Actually, we're going this way. I don't know why I'm going. I will have a chat with Toto. Come on, Eva. Nearly there. Up we go. Up the rock. Cool, Eva's following. Shoot that guy. Shoot that guy. Shoot that guy. And why not? We'll shoot that guy just for luck. Come on, Eva. There's getting to be done. We are almost done. We're almost finished with gameplay. Gameplay is almost ended. We still have a 9-minute credit sequence. Hey, Froggy. Waka waka. Waka waka. Yes, almost done with gameplay. Got the credits. Certainly beating the boss in under 3 hours should be more than doable. Huh. Come on, Eva. Last little bit. In fact, at this rate, I think I am going to beat the boss in under 3 hours. Yeah, I am. As long as I don't mess up the boss fight. So I am going to concentrate on this fight. It's very easy for it to go south very quickly. So here we go. Final hurdle.
Let's see what you're made of. Excellent, Jack.
Absolutely spot on boss fight, and my PB was an absolutely spot on boss fight. There we go, 2 hours and 58 minutes to beat the boss. Whew. So that does mean I'm actually gonna hit the I think I'm gonna hit the credits before 3 hours.
Keep it safe.
Because we do still have the wig. The little bit with Ocelot. I do need to keep an eye on the splits. I think I've only had like 2 split errors.
Patriot.
It didn't split after.
Why are you giving me this?
It didn't split after I beat the Shagahod. And I think there was another split that was wrong. I can't remember which one.
You're a wonderful man. Kill me.
No, don't do it, Snake.
Do it.
No. No, don't do it, Snake. Almost 4 minutes ahead is good. This has been a much better run. As I say, all I've got to do is just tighten MGS 2 a little bit. But with the two really lengthy credit sequences removed, I can go to a marathon, and I can give this an estimate of under 3 hours. Okay, there's a split there not working. But yeah. That pretty much bang on 3 hours to hit MGS3's credits. I have muted the audio once again because this is another song that YouTube does not like. So that's it. we're done. Apart from this now 10-minute credit sequence, there's clearly a little bit of issue with splits towards the end there, because I lost another 20 seconds just on the wig, so there was clearly a split error somewhere that wasn't quite as good as maybe we were looking at. But yeah, just tidying up MGS2 a little bit, particularly the tanker. I don't know what it is. Just as soon as I get into that section, it just all goes to pot. But I can definitely, as I say, when I submit this to really longathon, I will make the note to say that I will not watch the 2 credit sequences. MGS2 will end when I beat Solidus, and MGS3 will end after I've shot the gun next to Ocelot. Because you don't want a marathon having to watch through all of the credits. It's not good. So yeah, I can definitely go, and I can say it's these 3 games back to back in under 3 hours, which is great. I think that's a really good showcase for this kind of thing. So yeah, this will be the submission video for really longathon, and any other marathon that thinks, any marathon that's like running over a decent period of time. This would be a really good one for like an overnight stint. If I was doing my own marathon, I'd absolutely put this as an overnight stint. Although a lot 14. I love how pathetic Eli's meow is. It also you can tell that the sound quality isn't that good, but that's because he meows, a combination of him meowing so quiet and also really high pitched is really difficult to get a decent sound out of it. That's the best I could do. My cat is so pathetic. Oh. A reminder to everyone, it is down in the bottom right hand corner, but I am also raising money for charity throughout this whole effort in running all 5 games back to back, raising money for a wonderful charity called City of Sanctuary UK, which is all about making the UK a more welcoming and safe place for displaced people, so particularly refugees and asylum seekers. So if you are interested in anything you can give, I think like the minimum donation might be £1 or it might be £2. I don't know. There's probably a minimum donation, but yeah, you can type !charity into the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, both work. And that will give you the link to the charity page. Similarly, if you're on YouTube, there is also a link in the description. If you're on Twitch, there's now a panel in the panels below. I finally made one. So you can now go to the panels below and click on the link there to head to the Just Giving page. It's all done through Just Giving. Money goes directly to, I don't see that money. But also another reminder on top of that, all income that I will be, my next set of income that I receive from both Twitch and YouTube. So YouTube from ads, from super chats and things like that. Obviously from Twitch for subs, bits. That's it, subs and bits. My next payouts from both of those will also go into the charity. So if you are, if you've got a free Amazon Prime sub that you've got laying around, and you want it to go to some goods, the money I get from that will go into the charity. Obviously, it won't be a one-to-one because Twitch takes their cut, Amazon takes their cut, however that bit works. Whatever I receive from Twitch and YouTube will go straight into the charity. And that will continue to happen until this series is over. That charity remains open until I've done all 5 games back to back. Ugh. But with the end of MGS3 closing in, the end of the Metal Gear Solid trilogy, and finally I have a run that I'm happy to call done, we can move on. So from next week, on Tuesday, it is back to where it all began. Not for me. For me, it all began with Metal Gear Solid 1. But where the entire series began 37 years ago, I want to say now. with Metal Gear for the MSX. We'll be running the Master Collection version. There are other versions. I don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't believe the Master Collection version is the best version to speedrun. I'm pretty sure that's still going to be emulating the PS2 version of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. I know for a fact that there is no auto splitter for the Master Collection version for it yet, though I did see that House said he's working on it. Oh, is it PS3 or PS2? Yeah, so the best way of playing Metal Gear on the MSX is to emulate the PS2 version of MGS 3. That's what I've always done. That's where my previous runs for it have been. The main thing with the Master Collection though is there is no PAL version. The boards for Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 are split between the PAL version and the NTSC version, because the PAL version runs in at 50 hertz, so runs at 50 FPS, and the NTSC version runs at 60 hertz, 60 FPS. As a result, and this may sound incorrect, as a result, the 50 hertz version is faster, which doesn't make sense until I explain the last bit, which is because when they originally converted it to the PAL version, they knew that because it was only 50 hertz, it would run slower. So they deliberately sped the game up. And when they sped the game up, it ended up being faster than the NTSC version. So that is why the PAL version is slightly faster.
The American president is
but there is no PAL version on the Master Collection. We'll be playing the NTSC version. If you go to speedrun.com and look at the categories, you'll see that PAL 50 hertz is its own category on its own, and pretty much every other version of the game is lumped into one category. Oh, almost certainly rounding errors, yeah. Yeah, it's not by a huge amount. I think the time difference is it's only something like 20 to 30 seconds across the whole run, I think. It's been a while since I've looked at it, to be honest. But yeah, so from Tuesday, we are back on the original Metal Gear for MSX. It is a run that I've done a lot before. If you're on the Metal Gear Speedrunners Discord server, you may know that I have my own little spot in the user list. It's never been updated or moved. Laird Eagle, have a good one. But back when the one more for the road. During the 35th anniversary of the game, Metal Gear Speedrunners held a mini Metal Gear MSX tournament. I was on backup for that tournament, and someone pulled out, so I had to jump in and do the tournament. It was only a four-man tournament. Me, House, Joseph Joestar, Volcanic Akuma, I think it was. And I won that tournament, and as a result, I got given the Metal Gear 35th anniversary tournament winner role, and it gets its own spot in the user list, and I've still got it because there hasn't been anything to replace it since. That was the very last tournament that they decided to give anyone that reward to. There have been another tournament since then, but they never updated it. I'm not going to complain. So yes, I do actually have some precedent within Metal Gear MSX. It's been a while. I was never a world record holder. I've kind of gotten a bit close to world records, but not enough. And I'm pretty sure the time's come down more since then. I did try to learn the Big Boss run as well, but struggled with that.
I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government.
So yeah, as I say, I do have some precedent in Metal Gear MSX, so hopefully it's going to be a good time. It's been a long time since I've run it, so it's probably going to be rough. But once I get back into the groove of it, I think it's going to be really good. Metal Gear 2 is a different story. I was never that into Metal Gear 2, so that's going to be rougher. Here we go. I'm hoping the timer ends. Yay! At least the final split works. And we're back to 342 again. So clearly whatever that split error was, it then fixed itself later. 3 hours and 42 minutes. Sorry, 3 hours and 42 minutes. 3 minutes and 42 seconds ahead of my previous PB with a final time, a final RTA of 3 hours, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. However, we should remove the time from the game swaps because those times don't count. I'm pretty sure if I go to edit splits, is it already showing up in edit splits? No, if I go to edit the splits, it still shows the saved times. So I think what I want to do is go to edit layout, and in those subsplits at the bottom, if I change it from split time to delta, no, not delta. Delta's what's already segment time. There we go. So we can remove 55 seconds from that. So 3, 10, 20. Take away 55 seconds. That takes us down to 3:09:25. Yeah, it is sub 3:10. 3 hours, 9 minutes and 25 seconds is the actual final time if we remove the game swap. I did manage sub 3:10. Yay! A 106.53 is pretty good for Metal Gear Solid 3 as well. Let's actually have a quick look at. I don't know. There's no point in looking at it for MGS. For an individual run of MGS 3, you'd use loading remove times, not IGT or RTA. So that doesn't really count. I mean, my RTA is a 107.16. Let me just have a quick look at speedrun.com. And compare my RTAs to my loading remove times. So it's not going to be a decent comparison. But for Metal Gear Solid 3, I have a 104.24 on loading remove time. So yeah, my RTA is nowhere near that. MGS 2 is probably a lot worse. I have submitted an MGS 2 HD edition run. Let me find what that time is. MGS 1 was not great. I know that wasn't going to have been a PB. If it will load. Speedrun.com is now being very slow all of a sudden. Maybe I won't find out. Actually, there is one other way of finding out. I can check the run that I put on YouTube. 104.52 loading remove time, and I had a 109.20. So again, I'd have to check I'd have to check the VOD and see what the IGT was, because that would be the better comparison. Actually, I do. My run on YouTube will have an RTA as well. Actually, so I should still be able to compare the RTA. Yeah, it shows an RTA. My RTA was 106.56. So yeah, I was quite far behind, apparently. My RTA on that. Yeah. Did it. We finally did it. We finally finished 4 attempts to get a decent run in. And we finally did it. Yes. I'm so pleased. We can finally move on. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed it. Congratulations to getting all the way to the end. It's been a long slog. Do check out some of the other runs I've got. I do hold the world record in this category. But it's 3 different versions of the game. It was before the Master Collection came out, and the Master Collection's not the fastest way of doing this category. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Please check out some of the other stuff. Come watch me live, both on YouTube and Twitch, when I'm doing more building up to doing all 5 games back to back. So yeah, make sure you check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.